This is the Module 6 screencast about teacher-directed and student-teacher shared levels of inquiry. To begin defining teacher-directed inquiry, inquiry is just a lovely word for questioning. And so in this PBL model, while we are moving away from a lecture type of traditional teacher in the front of the room mode, the questioning still is originating from the teacher. So usually this mode of teaching or this style of teaching would be best when a teacher is new to this process, because it's a more natural place to start as they figure out their levels of comfort and the students' levels of comfort and ability. So it's that first step in moving away from a more traditional dominance. It uses some things like structures of questioning and statements that follow the you are, what if, and claim judgment model. So what I mean by that, you are statements would ask students to be involved in problem solving. So imagine you are in this particular scenario, and then they have to envision themselves there. From there, you have a what if that encourages some compelling hypotheticals from the students. So you are in this place now. Imagine if these particular situations were happening in this scenario. Now ultimately end with some sort of claim or judgment, which then brings out the student responses. So in this way, a teacher is setting up essentially a scenario that allows students to begin their PBL work. Usually that work could be divided into the 10-step unit plan model. So as a recap, those 10 steps begin with selecting an issue, mapping out possible elements to include, deciding what to include, deciding on the objectives, identifying essential questions, determining relevant assessments, designing long-term strategies, creating learning experiences that are varied and meaningful, opportunity for both student and teacher reflection, and opportunities for the application or the transfer of this set of skills and knowledge onto either other content or just life skills. The potential impacts of these, thinking about how changing to this model would affect the classroom. Ultimately, I think it would be really good, especially if it were the beginning of the year, because it would be establishing a pattern that the teacher is still kind of in control and steering the ship, so to speak, but is gauging the ability level and interest level of the students that you might not yet know. It's also not as much for a stretch for teachers and for students, because the teacher still does get to have that kind of ultimate control in guiding the lesson and where it goes. And I think ultimately the biggest takeaway is that it trains students to think critically, because they're dealing with these real problems, to work collaboratively, which everything shows, particularly for just real life and career training, that students need opportunities to work together constructively, and ultimately for them to learn how to ask thoughtful questions and then go about researching the answers to those questions in a safe environment where it's not risky to ask them. Eventually, teacher-directed inquiry should hopefully or could potentially develop into student-teacher shared inquiry. So here the teacher is taking a step back and students become more of a presence. They are able to do that by identifying their own curiosities, whereas previously in the teacher-directed model, the teacher was really coming up with those initial questions. Strategies that make this effective include the KWHLAQ and also the observe, think, question strategy. So KWHLAQ is kind of taking that KWL chart and expanding it. So what do students know? What do they want or need to know? How can they find it? What are they expected to learn? How will we apply what we're learning? And then what new questions could be asked and further researched beyond that? The observe, think, question strategy is kind of embedded within that. So when we're observing, it's what did you notice about this? Thinking is essentially how can you connect what you are learning or seeing to any other background knowledge that you may have? and then question what new curiosities are arising out of this. Benefits and impacts of this model is that you have that increased level of student voice, which everything really says that contributes highly to student engagement and performance. Ultimately, I like the quote from Barrel that says that it develops students' efficacy, ownership, and self-direction. And I think that those are probably all things that we strive to accomplish in our classrooms. And that is Module 6.